YouTube, welcome back to another episode of How to Fix Flags on Domination on Modern Warfare 3. And in today's video, we have Invasion. Alright, I actually don't play Invasion that often for some reason. But I'm glad I don't, because Invasion has a lot of issues when it comes to the flag. And we're going to start with probably the biggest problem with this map, and that's C. So if you guys take a look at the map, like I told you guys about flags being against the edge of the map, A is a prime example of that. Whereas if you look at C, C is not that. So we're going to start out with C first, all right? And let's get right into C, all right? So the main thing that everybody would think about with C is that, oh, you have this, you have this big place that you can defend, and you can shoot from, and that's great and all. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way. Okay, so let me explain. Okay. The first problem with C is when you die and you have C, you spawn so far behind C that it's an issue, right? Like you spawn so far back here and like you just don't have any opportunity to make quick plays, and you have to do so much just to get back into the flow of the game that it doesn't benefit you to have C, because you can't get to the flag as quickly, okay? And so once you finally spawn in, you got to run all the way through this building or whatever. Now you got to make a push on B. All right, here's the problem with where B is and kind of some things, and we'll talk about B. But the reason why C sucks so much is obviously you have this open field that you have to run across if you wanted to take the fastest route. But then, of course, everybody can, they can use the tank. They can use the car, everybody can just sit right here and just pick you off like you're kind of trapped. And then, it's so easy to trap people right here. Like they got to turn that corner. It's going to be so hard to get around that corner. And again, what do we talk about when we talk about these maps? We don't want, this isn't a Valorant CSGO type game. We're not peeking. All right. We need to be able to make a push around a play. So like right here is a prime example. But the problem is this really doesn't affect the map as much, because it doesn't affect the map as much because what happens is if I come here, I'm still basically kind of in the middle and I can get shot from all over there. Or if I come this way, right? Like I could be shot from everywhere. Now, obviously in old Modern Warfare 2, this wasn't here, but yeah, you have this. But again, it's the same idea, right? And you're trying to make a push on B that like you just physically can't if you're in C. Like you can, but it has to be perfect. You have to make the perfect coordination push. So again, this is why I don't like C. So now let's actually move into A before we go to B. So in A, the reason why A is the better side is that, again, this is the contradiction of having A against the back of the map is where are people going to spawn. They're going to spawn more forward than their flag. So they may spawn over here. They may spawn in that building up there. They may spawn in the front of the gas station, right? They're spawning over here, which is in front of their flag, and boom, they're already able to challenge B. They have all this cover, this car cover, this building. You can still be back here. You can be back here shooting. You can be up in that building, and it's so hard for the enemy team from C to be able to shoot you because I could be right here and not be seen from the other side. I have so many more walls that can stop the enemy from shooting me. So again, A isn't a problem in itself because nobody spawns behind A. And so now looking at it, there is definitely a big opportunity. Now, again, this is the reason why I wanted to do B last, all right? The reason why B is in a bad spot is, again, like I said, it's so much easier for people to take B from the A side than it is the C side because
Securing objective Bravo.
Come on now, right? I could sit here, like right here, like, and then if I had a team coordinated, I could push up. We could be on this tank. That literally locks down that lane. Obviously, if anybody tries to cross or come over there, you have, communication. It's just such a bad point. Okay, so here's my first suggestion. Okay, here's my first suggestion for B, is I would reorganize the cover here and I would move B up into like this spot here, right? So that way for people that have A, they have to push up to here to take this, okay? I don't think it's fair that the A side has B here because, you know, you can easily own this building. You know, you can easily own this building. It's not fair. So what I would say is move A up here. That way it gives that door a better opportunity than that. That's evened out, right? You know, the C side can take that easier, you know, and then like if anybody tries to come through here, you know, from the A side, like we could defend that as a C side defender, right? So then I would do that. The other thing, okay, the other thing I would possibly think about doing is honestly, you could move it into the middle here, but then you're pushing too close to C. Now, you're saying, well, then now you're putting A farther away. So let's talk about A. So now what I would do to make it even is I would just move A on, I would move these vehicles out of the way. Like, you can do that. It's not a big deal. But I would move A to, like, right here, right? So that way, the same way you have on C side, the same way you have on A side is where you can spawn behind it and have that little leeway, right? And so then that way it's an even fight to get to B, which would be here now instead of over there. It's such a much better difference because now you're playing, you know, a little bit fair. Now, what I would do is since C is like, I don't know, yeah, you can. I would probably move it a little bit, but that's how I would fix invasion domination. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think because I think that B being right where it's at is such an advantage for the A side, and with A having their spawn points basically, you know, be against the spawn. They're gonna spawn up here. They're gonna spawn over here. They're gonna be. You can clearly see. Look how far it is compared to A, and they have all the different buildings they cover they can go through. A side is such a better side. So I would move A to this side. So that way these buildings take a little bit less ownership on B. Because, you know, if you have any control of this, come on now. You can, if you own this building, you have easy access to B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not fair. The other thing you could do is you could slide, if you look at the minimap, you could slide B into there. But then if that's the case, I would probably still, what I would do is I would move C to this corner here, and then I would move A maybe to, no, I don't want to do that. But I would just move B up here. Even it out a little bit, put B right here in this spot right here. I would move A to the other side. I would move A to the garage. Then I would leave C. I'd probably push C up a little bit, and then I'd put B right here. That way it's evened out a little bit, you know? Maybe you put A right here. Maybe you do this, right? Hear me out. Right? Maybe you put C right here. Right? C goes right here. That way it's one turn. Boom. Now you're at B, right? And then B would be right here. Okay? So then then you would do the same thing, right? A would be right here. And then you would turn the corner. And boom, B is right there. Yeah, that's how I would do it. I would do it. That's what I would do is I'd put C right here, and then I'd put A right here. And then, you know, like, if you're going to flip spawns, right? You know, like, if you want to flip spawns, then you need to, like, if you want to just rush people's bases, you can't flip spawns very easy. Like, you shouldn't flip spawns very easy in Domination. And this would give a player the ability to slay or, you know, to be a pest back here, you know? Yeah, you know, it's a little bit of a spawn trap, but you have all this space back here. Same way you would with have A, and it would just be a better option, right? Because you still get your linear line, right? But then it's like you have options. You now can either sprint down there and go up the lane, you can come here, or you can go all the way over there, which kind of shouldn't even be in play because you're out of the way. Same thing with A, right? Same thing with A, right? Is you have this spot right here, okay? So same way, you either run all the way up, you would either come through here and go the street way, right? You go up the middle, or you would go all the way around where you shouldn't be. It's, you know, like, it's basically you know, a figure eight type deal. Like, you know, going over there and going over there, you like, should be, you know, you should be crossing each other. But if I'm all the way over here and I'm chilling over there, people shouldn't be over there, you know? There's no reason for me to be over there unless I'm pushed up all the way up here trying to stop people from going in the alleyway. So, again, like, maps need to be made based off of capture the flag, not domination, because domination is just capture the flags will make domination play well. Like I said, you guys let me know in the comments below what you think. I would get rid of this tank and I would change a little bit of the cover and I would put B like right here somewhere. I'd put C right behind the wall right there, and then I would put A just right behind that building right there. So that way both people make turns. These guys got to come in this open field to get to it. They got to come down this slit. They have a little bit better protection, right? But so do they with the building. So it works out. That's what I would do in Invasion Domination. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think.